Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to another day of making the apocalypse fun. Happy to do it. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Keith continues to suffer from, is it a bee sting or is it water weight gain this week? What is it exactly? Because I know it's something really bad. Really bad.
I mean, it's a health issue, and I can't really discuss it.
Okay, so it's a HIPAA thing. We can't.
It is a hippo thing.
Okay,
yes.
It's a hippo thing. No kidding.
Wait.
Yeah, those were your words. Welcome to it. The campaign is really kicking into gear. Of course, President Trump, for whatever reason, allowed Bob Woodward into his life.
18 interviews. 18 interviews, according to reports.
Yeah.
Incredible.
President would call him up and just start jabbering with him. Do you think he's your friend? Really? Why would you agree to talk to Bob Woodward?
So he could come out later and say he's just bad. Doesn't matter.
Did you believe that the book was going to be complimentary or even fair? I mean, why would you? You know what happened, though. You know this happened. Woodward figured out the key to unlocking Donald Trump. He flattered him. You know he did. He flattered him. He buttered him up. He said good things about him, and he gained his trust, thinking that Bob Woodward's on my side now.
Yep.
Should have known better. These guys are going to stab you in the back every single time. Every single time. And so, I mean, the big deal is on the virus. Did he know that the virus was more deadly than he let on? Well, yeah, I think he did. But did Nancy Pelosi know that the virus was more deadly when she was inviting people to San Francisco? To be sightseeing and running around and shopping and doing all those things? I mean, please. It wasn't just President Trump downplaying it. But here's some of the things that came out of the Woodward book, and Woodward's got some backing on some of it because he recorded the conversations. So here he is talking about the virus.
So what was President Xi saying yesterday?
Well, we were talking mostly about the virus, and I think he's going to have it in good shape, but, it's a very tricky situation.
Indeed
it goes through air, Bob. That's always tougher than the touch. The touch, you don't have to touch things.
It goes through air, Bob.
You just breathe the air.
It goes
that's
through
how
air.
It's
beautiful.
passed.
It's beautiful that way.
And so that's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus. People don't realize we lose 25,000, 30,000 people a year here. Who would ever think that, right?
I know. It's
pretty amazing. And then I say, well, is that
able
the same thing?
This
is more deadly. This is 5 per. This is 5% versus 1% and less than 1%. So this is deadly stuff.
Although it's not 5%. I mean, we're finding out now it's what, 0.5%, something like that. It's nowhere near 5% though. But he knew it. There was something going on with the virus, and so this is being made a huge issue right now.
Now it's turning out it's not just old people, Bob. Just today and yesterday, some startling facts came out. It's not just older.
Yeah, exactly.
Young people to plenty of young people.
So
what's going on
give me a moment of talking to somebody, going through this with Fauci or somebody who kind of it caused a pivot in your mind, because it's clear just from what's on the public record that you went through a pivot on this to, oh my God, the gravity is almost inexplicable and unexplainable.
Well, I think, Bob, really, to be honest with you,
sure, I want you to.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Oh boy,
because I don't want to create a panic.
I see. Yeah, and he has said that before. Yeah, you need to turn on your microphone. Is it on? Is your microphone on? Look at the difference that makes. Now we can hear you. That is a weird thing. So when your microphone was off, you weren't being heard on the radio. but when you turned it on, have I gone too far now? Is that a bridge too far? Now I've hurt his feelings.
This could be another hippo. Okay.
All right.
This could be another hippo.
We found your boundaries.
He has stated it before.
Yes.
Back in March 30th. I mean, he told in his press conference with Acosta that he's downplayed it.
Yeah, because he's trying to put forward a calm demeanor for the nation.
Correct.
But unfortunately, Kayleigh McEnany was asked about it yesterday.
How can a president bear no responsibility for the almost 200,000 lives lost when he downplayed the virus initially and he knew how contagious and deadly it was? I don't understand how that can...
The president never downplayed the virus. Once again, the president expressed calm. The president was serious about this when Democrats were pursuing their sham impeachment.
Okay, so, that makes it difficult. Why are you guys making it so hard on yourselves? Just say he was trying to present a calm demeanor to the American people. He didn't want people to panic.
I mean, that's what he said.
Yes. So why stand there and say he didn't say that when we all know he did?
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So, the administration on occasion doesn't do themselves any favors because, like in that case, you're not doing yourself a favor. Everybody knows he said it. We just heard it like moments ago. That's why the question came. So I don't know. She looked like she was, her cheeks were all flushed as she was saying it. Like she knew she was lying and she just continued to do it anyway. Did you see the press conference?
I didn't see the press conference. I usually catch them all, beginning to end.
Yes, I know you do. Because we love them.
I like to tune in pre-start so I can see everybody.
Did you not record it?
Ready.
You should have recorded it. Because all the briefings are recorded at my house, all of them, and then we run them back, take them apart, learn a few things. You can't really get the subtle nuances of the press conference until you've seen it 3 or 4 or 5 times.
I apologize for not noticing the cheeks flush.
All right. So also yesterday, while this is going on, then Joe Biden shows up. He left his basement, and he actually went to one of the automakers. Was he at Ford? I'm not sure.
I think he was.
GM.
They all had cars
Everybody
behind him. So, it was all part of the UAW that brought him in, I thought.
And so here are some of his comments.
He was awesome.
He was fantastic.
He was on the campaign trail.
Yeah, and showing America just what kind of a solid, phenomenal president he would be.
And what makes his wild claims and hopes, he now hopes we don't notice what he said.
Okay.
We won't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does follow through, or doesn't do,
or does,
when he follow through, the exact opposite.
Follow through the what?
He's hoping we just have poor memories. He doesn't give us much credit. But the American people are smart, honest, decent, and they're hardworking.
Okay.
And we expect our president to be straight with us.
Mm-hmm. So what is it he was saying there about the pride? I
don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know. Then he had something to say about workers.
Not overseas in times of crisis. And what about Trump's commitment to buy American?
Yeah, what about that?
Like the rest of President Trump's promise, it has nothing to do with reality.
Okay.
It's all a bunch of hot air.
Uh-huh.
In fact, contracts awarded by U.S. governments to farm...
Wait a minute. How many contracts awarded by U.S. governments? How many governments do we have? I'm only aware of the one.
Deep state.
Is he admitting to the deep state there?
Yes.
Huh. And are there more governments than the American government, the deep state government, and then are there more governments that we don't know about? Yes. We need to dig into that.
Foreign companies using American tax dollars went up 30% since he's been president. So to recap,
okay, let's recap.
Trump hasn't stopped companies from closing plants and sending jobs overseas.
All right.
2, he's rewarded companies that have cut jobs and failed to invest here at home with billions of dollars in tax breaks. And 3, he's awarding more and more federal contracts to foreign companies. President Trump has broken just about every promise he's ever made to the American worker. And he's failed He's failed our economy and our country. But look, would you really expect anything different from this guy? From someone who called those of you and those who are serving in uniform, who have given their lives to the country, losers and suckers?
Okay, that's got to stop. That has got to stop. Just because somebody alleged he said it doesn't mean it's true. There's no proof of that. You can't just take that allegation and run with it when we haven't been presented with any evidence. In fact, quite the opposite, because the main aide to John Kelly, and everybody thinks John Kelly is the one who leaked this, said he absolutely positively it was not John Kelly. John Kelly did not say those things. I mean, how do you just off of a rumor say these kinds of things?
Well, because it was printed on a website.
Wow, that's
so
amazing.
It's got to be true.
Wow. If that's a standard we're using, Trump could just make something up and start saying it about Biden. You just attribute quotes to him that would. I mean, why not? Why not just make up quotes and attribute them to Joe Biden that he said in private to people?
Might as well. He made up stuff in this speech yesterday as well.
It's like the Harry Reid thing. Well, it's out there now. It's out there now. So let him prove it didn't happen.
I got a call.
Yeah. So I got a call in my office about Joe Biden, and he was actually making deals not just with China, but also Russia and India and North Korea, plus Cuba. He's making all kinds of deals with foreign entities here. And you know what he said? He said, to hell with America. I'm middle-class Joe. I can do what I want.
Right.
And I'm going to enrich myself with these contracts.
Americans think I like them.
Right. I don't. I can't stand them. I can't stand these people. That's what he said. And it's out there now. And but let him prove he didn't say it. Let him prove it.
I mean, we have proof of him saying things that are wrong anyway.
All
the time.
Many things, yes. Yes.
I mean, his yesterday, when he went through his numbers.
Oh, talking about the military COVID cases.
It was, he actually, when he was standing there, then he was looking for his schedule paper that he says he keeps with him all the time that he didn't have, which was great.
He actually didn't have it with him? But he keeps it with him all the time.
I keep it in my pocket, but I don't have it.
But I do keep it with me all the time. I always have it.
My staff has got some, so they handed him a folded piece of paper that I believe it's his schedule, and he said it was. But we can watch it. It's awesung.
Yeah, let's see what he had to say.
And he breaks down the numbers.
I gave it to my staff, but I carry it with me in my pocket. Do I have that around anyone?
Yeah, I carry it with me.
Well, it should be in your pocket, Joe. You just said
I gave it away anyway.
It should be there in your pocket.
I carry a schedule in my pocket.
Okay.
That lists every single day the number of troops lost in Afghanistan and Iraq, the number wounded.
Here we go.
Okay, it's not in his pocket, but somebody brought him a piece of paper now.
It's my schedule.
That's his schedule right there.
The back of the schedule, there's always a black box.
There it is.
You can't really see it.
No, I really can't.
It says daily U.S. updates.
Okay.
All right.
Troops died in Iraq and Afghanistan. 6,922.
6,900.
Not over 6,000. 6,922.
Pause it for a second. Okay, so 6,922 is not over 6,000. So we want to be clear on that, because it used to be that people thought, stupid people thought 6,922 was bigger than 6,000. But it's not.
No.
It's not.
No, it's not.
He said so. He said it wasn't. So that is okay. Let's see the rest of this. So 6,900 is less
6,000
than 6,000.
922.
Yeah. Okay.
Not over 6,000. 6,922.
Not over 6,000.
Is every one of those women and men left behind an entire group of people who relied on them. U.S. troops wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Okay, the wounded.
53,188.
188.
Not over 53,000.
Pause it for a second. Okay. All right, so 6,900 is not more than 6,000. And 53,188 is less than 53,000.
Not over 53,000.
That must be the new math, the Common Core. That must be the Common Core math that we just can't get it. We can't get it. Okay, because we grew up on a different system. We don't understand.
He's definitely working off a different system.
Wow.
He's not finished.
What are you trying to say? Why don't you just read the number and say that's a lot of people, and I'm going to get us out of these wars, and they've been endless, and 53,188 is way too many, and we got to end it.
I can't believe that it's over 53,000.
Where does the not over 53,000 part come in? What are you trying to say with that?
I guess he's trying to make a point of that.
What the what?
He can't believe that it's actually over 53,000.
And so he says it's not over?
I get.
Well, yeah, because he's out of it. He's out of it.
Yeah, I mean, he continues.
He
which
cannot
is
do.
Awesome.
I will say, he's proven over and over and over again. He can't do numbers. He can't, even if they're printed, even if they're written, and he's reading them right in front of him.
On the back of his notes that he carries with him that he never has.
Yes.
That's in his pocket. That's not in his pocket.
I mean, every single time he tries to deliver numbers, he makes some kind of bizarre, weird thing out of it. And it always becomes some figure that doesn't exist.
So it gets better.
Let's see the rest of this.
U.S. COVID-infected military. U.S. COVID-infected in America. 6,344,700.
Wait, back that up again. Can you go back? 6,300,000? Is that the number we're using now?
6,344,700.
6,344,700.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Well.
That's the COVID infected in the military. Excuse me, COVID infected in America.
In America. Yeah. Not in the military.
6,344,700.
All right, we're going to get back to this because there's even more. You aren't going to believe the good eating that this speech was. It's incredible. But first, let me tell you about Ashford University. Maybe this will help you count better than Joe can. I really think it will. When you think of your future, you think of goals and where you want to be. Substitute dreams for goals, and suddenly planning your future is bigger and more real. Because no one ever has small dreams. I remember when Barack Obama used to say, and people aspire to the middle class. People aspire to the middle class?
Right. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
People aspire to make $35,000 a year. Do they? Maybe when I was 12, I thought that was great.
I mean, I got news for you. It's my dream now.
I mean, we dream bigger than that. We want to be millionaires or billionaires. Yes. Anyway, dare to dream bigger and start your bigger future with a degree from Ashford University. Their online bachelor's and master's degree programs allow you to learn on a convenient and really flexible schedule, which is really important right now. At Ashford, expert faculty teaches you real-world skills from the real world in online classes. So, go from dreaming to doing. Your bigger future starts today at Ashford University. There's no fee to apply or any standardized testing required to enroll. Go to ashford.edu/unleashed. ashford.edu/unleashed. Not all programs are available in all states. ashford.edu/unleashed.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, we just found out 6,344,700 have been infected or whatever, right?
Right. COVID infected in America. Right.
Can you play that part again, Rob? Because that's too many people in my book. That's just too many people. So let's hear it from the 6,344,700 part, if we can.
U.S. COVID-infected military.
Military.
Excuse me. U.S. COVID-infected in America.
In America.
6,344,700.
Pause.
U.S. COVID deaths.
Okay. He's trying to say 6 million.
He is trying to say, right, it is 6
344,000, but he's looking at the number and can't comprehend it.
Right.
This is what we're telling you. Something is wrong with Joe. Is it funny that some? No, it isn't. But, what are you supposed to do? Are we supposed to ignore it? This guy is trying to become president of the United States. He can't read the number 6,344,700.
Right.
It's right in front of him, and he can't say it.
Right.
Wow.
Sad.
All right, go ahead.
In America, 6,344,700. U.S. COVID deaths, 189,506. Military
Pause it for a second.
Infected.
Okay, so that's 1,000.
189,506.
It's 189,506. Okay. What are you going to do but laugh? I mean, this is really,
I know.
It's really bad.
I know.
It's really bad.
Then he knocks it out of the park the next couple of numbers.
Oh, good. Okay. Let's hear that.
9,506. Military
COVID
now. Infected.
Military. Here we
118,000.
Whoa.
984.
That's a lot.
Military COVID deaths. 6,114.
Pause.
Right. Okay, so those two numbers he nails. Right? The military COVID infected,
118,000 just in the military.
984.
And then the deaths.
And then the military COVID deaths, he says 6,114.
Wow. So I'm thinking those numbers are wrong as well.
You would be
he said the number right, but the number isn't right.
You would be correct. The military COVID infected is only 58,000.
So it's about half of what he said.
Correct.
It's less than half of what he said.
Correct. So he was close.
Close. Right. You're only 50% off. Probably 55% off.
That's it. So the military COVID deaths.
Now the deaths he nailed, right? 6,000 military personnel have died from COVID.
He says 6,114 military COVID deaths. So he's close.
Slightly under that?
Not right. He's not right, but he's
really close.
There's been 7. So
1,000? 7,000?
No. 7.
7. The number 7, followed by a period.
So now if you count that,
so he's really close though. 6,114 is really close. What is that? 3 away from 7?
So he did get. If you add the military, civilian, dependent, and contractor Department of Defense employees that have passed away due to COVID. He's close. I mean, he's closer.
Oh, what is that number like? 6,000? 90. Wow.
So he's not as far off.
No, he's not.
With everyone combined. But just the military is only, 7.
That is incredible. That's incredible.
What are you doing?
So where'd you get the military number? Where'd you get that number? Are you just making stuff up?
Just making it up.
Just pulling it out of your rectum?
Somebody wrote it down on his little black book that he carries with him in his pocket that he never has in his pocket. And there it is. So it's got to be true.
Well, he always carries it with him. It was right there in his pocket.
I don't have it. I gave it somebody.
You know what happened is somebody bumped into him and pickpocketed it out of his pocket.
Staff members.
Yeah. Took it right out of his pocket.
And that's why those numbers were wrong.
Yes.
Somebody changed it up on him.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. There's about 187,236,000 mistakes in that speech. It's wow. How do you look at that as a Democrat and think, yep, that's my guy.
That's my guy.
That's the one I'm going to vote for. Wow. Not only do you have to hate Trump to vote for this guy, you got to hate the country because
boy, no kidding.
This will lead to the destruction of it. If you allow a man who doesn't have his stuff together, he doesn't have his faculties. I mean, look at that. How many times do you have to see it before you say, something is wrong with Joe?
I know.
I mean, every mistake that Trump makes, they try to say that he's going senile.
Blown out of proportion.
Blown out of proportion. He's goofy. He's insane. He's crazy. He's something's wrong with him mentally. He's got mental issues. Like the other day.
Well, he knew.
They edited.
He knew.
They edited a video where he was They made it look like he was wandering around, didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, he ended a press conference, and then he walks on he was headed to Copter 1, and but he wandered back. He said, okay, that's it. That's all. I'll take care. And then he wanders in a half circle, stops, points to a water puddle, and then that's the end of the video. And Trump's wandering around, doesn't know where he is, what he's doing.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to get to Marine One. Yeah.
But Joe Biden has truly lost his fastball. That I can tell you.
That's it. And then then they show this, all right?
Yep.
And they
okay, so he's wandering.
He
doesn't know where he's
doesn't
going.
know what he's doing. And then he points to a mud puddle, a water puddle. And then that's the end of the video that's posted. Joe's wandering. But this is the full video. He's just telling Melania he's waiting.
Don't step in the water.
Don't step in the water. And the wandering is him turning around, waiting for Melania.
That's despicable. I mean, because they made it look. They just ended it where he pointed.
Yeah.
Like, what's he doing? What a buffoon!
Right.
He's pointing to water. He doesn't know where he is.
Right.
And yet they let all this stuff with Biden slide. And they've got to make something up with Trump. They were also talking about they think he had a series of strokes last November.
Yeah,
have you been reading about that?
Yeah, when he went to Walter Reed.
Man, well, come on. He went to because they claim he was dragging his right leg. I watched the video. He's not dragging his right leg. What are you talking about?
I think he dragged his leg 6,344,700 times.
Yes,
I think
right. Just like Quasimodo. He's dragging his leg.
I think he did.
Like Quasimodo. And then you watch the video and it's like,
no?
Okay, I think your definition of dragging a leg and mine are quite different. They're quite different. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So go ahead and overlook all that stuff if you're not worried about Joe Biden. Right. You're going to be sorry. Of course, what they're counting on is Kamala Harris taking over for him, and I guess they think that's a good thing.
That's a frightening thought in and of itself.
Really frightening. But Joe had more to say yesterday, and I think this is important.
Thinking every single day about the folks on the factory line busting their necks just trying to put food on the table.
Okay, so there's a lot there in about a 7-second clip. They're busting their necks every day.
That's what people do, Pat.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's what people do.
Some people bust their backs or break their backs.
Nope, they bust
they're busting their necks.
That's the saying.
I guess they're lifting with their neck is the problem, and they shouldn't be. That's why people always say when you're picking something up, don't lift with your neck, lift with your legs, not your neck.
Everybody says it.
Everybody says it. So tired of hearing people say lift with your legs, not your neck. And then
Amazon has that posted in their warehouses.
Lift with your legs, not your neck.
Yeah, not your neck.
Yeah, that's good because they're concerned about busting people's necks.
Safety.
And then there's another little issue here too.
Thinking every single day about the folks on the factory line busting their necks just trying to put food on the table.
And then they're trying to put food in a table. Now, that's hard to do because most tables are made of wood. And when you try to jam the food in the table,
you can't.
It just squishes the food. So I guess you could cut a hole in the table and put the food in it.
Or you could, they make particle board, right? So you could put the food in with the wood mash and just make the table with the food. But I don't want that table.
Frankly, maybe I'm picky, but I prefer my food on a table. Is that just me? Is it just me? Because I like to be able to get to it.
No, it's not just
It's not just me?
No, because I don't want food in my table either.
After a while, it would really stink, too, because it would rot in your table and then start to smell. It just would not be pleasant to be putting food in your table. So I don't know why people are trying to do it.
Well, they're breaking their neck to do it.
That would be hard on your neck if you're trying to jam your food into your table.
Yeah.
So I can't take it. There's just what a world. 888-900-3393. There's even more from Joe yesterday. He was filled with wisdom.
On fire.
Yeah, he was on fire. That's exactly what he was. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. We actually got a sort of a taste of fall.
Just go from pushing through.
Dallas, Fort Worth. This morning, 56 degrees. That does not happen here. It's usually 86 this time of morning.
Yeah, we went from 120, 50, 55, 56. It was like.
So is this the cold front that Denver just got when they went from 97 to 35 or whatever in just a few hours?
Yeah, it was originally a big surprise here. It was forecasted to drop lower, and then they revised that forecast, saying, it probably won't drop that low.
Really? How low was it supposed to go?
I was supposed to drop into the 40s. I thought originally.
Oh, that would have been fun. That
was their original forecast, and then it was like.
But still, I'll take 56 in early September. Yeah, that's amazing. It's that global warming that brought another polar vortex to us in September in Texas. If that doesn't scream global warming, I don't know what does.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're right.
You're welcome. You know what this means? We only have 9 years left to live. It means we have 9 years left
to save us.
Yeah.
And whatever we're doing isn't enough.
No, we need the Green New Deal. That's why I love Joe Biden so much right now, because he and Kamala are both on board with the Green New Deal to a certain extent. Kamala's all in.
100%.
Joe's just partially in. We got to give him a shove to get him all in. Come on now. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on. Get us that Green New Deal. Man. All right. Let me read some tweets that we just received. Duct Tape Freak tweets. So let me get this straight. The American people are smart, decent, and honest. But at the same time, we're an irreparably racist and sexist society that needs to be torn down and rebuilt. There you go. Isn't that? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Those are just two of the competing theories that are circulating with the Democrats right now. Myrtle Larch tweets, watch the face of the interpreter during the Biden speech. He can't believe what he's having to say. I didn't notice him.
To do that. I didn't either. I don't watch the interpreter. I kind of, you look up and you go, oh yeah, there's another interpreter.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's because I don't need the interpreter.
Yeah, it might be. That might have something to do with it.
I don't pay attention to, the movements.
They're so goofy too. Most of the interpreters just they look goofy when they're doing it.
Wow.
Like, okay, here he is. He can't believe what he's having to say. Let's see.
On the back of it.
There we go. All right. I don't know. He seems okay with it so far.
Doing all right.
Now, okay, turn it up so we can hear it. There you go.
An entire group of people who relied on them. U.S. troops wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Here we go.
53,188. Not over 53,000.
Wait.
U.S. COVID infected.
Are you going to fix that, Joe, or what?
You waited for him to fix it.
He did.
U.S. COVID
and then he
infected.
Didn't. All right, we got it.
Here we go. 100,000.
Oh,
this is where
was there more? Okay, let's see.
With the 1,000.
All right, let's see that. Can you play it from there?
An entire group of people who relied on them.
Oh no.
U.S. troops wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Okay.
53,188.
The next one though, where he screws up was 6,344,000.
Not over 53,000.
Not over 53,000 though. Just 53,188.
U.S. COVID infected military. U.S. COVID infected in America. 6,344,700. U.S. COVID deaths. 189,506. Military COVID infected.
Okay. Military now. Here we go with the military.
118,984.
Okay, got that right.
Which it is.
Military COVID deaths.
Right.
6,114.
Again, no.
You can see how
Folks,
he got that number wrong.
Every one of these.
The real number is 7.
Right. I mean, it's so close. It's so darn close. What, does he have to be perfect? Huh. Jeez. You Republicans make me sick.
Thank you.
Tobin for Pope campaign tweets, given Biden's mastery of and precision with numbers, we should definitely elect him president and give him the nuclear codes.
Yeah, no kidding.
From Bob Loblaw.
Love the Bob Loblaw.
Hey, Joe, can you break 100 for me? Just give me 2 10s and 4,000 million 20s.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
just give exactly me 2 10s what we need to do.
And 4,000 million 20s. I really love that.
I do too. That's really good.
But over and over and over again, he runs it every time he tries to give a number. He can't do it.
out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth.
Okay.
Out of $1.4 billion. Excuse me, $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it so much. By the way, it cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
Wait.
700 million billion trillion bazillion dollars. It's too much. That's too much money.
Are you on record for that?
I'm on record. Put me on record as saying 700 million billion trillion bazillion is too much. It's too much money. I'd like to be able to afford it. We can't. Okay, I'm going to draw the line.
Especially when you're dreaming to be middle class. That's way beyond
right.
those dreams.
Yes, it is. So there's Joe doing what Joe does. But here's the good thing. In the first week, he's going to do some great stuff.
In my first week, I'll sign a series of executive actions.
That's what I want.
To make sure we enforce Buy America and direct the full purchasing power of the federal government to fulfill its promise, starting by closing those waiver loopholes immediately.
Wonderful. Good. So his first week, he's going to start doing unconstitutional things. Signing all kinds of executive orders, making people buy American. Oh.
So.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Nobody likes made in America, buy in America, build in America more than I do. I just don't think the government should force it, right? The government should not force that. Crazy. I mean, it's amazing. And all of a sudden now, have you noticed Joe is all about made in America, buy in America.
Yeah.
I mean, that was hateful and xenophobic when Trump was saying it in 2016. That was just part of his racism.
Well, I mean, Joe says build back better. Build back better.
And that's a brilliant slogan, too.
Build back better.
In a million, trillion, billion, bazillion, trillion, gillion ways, we can build back better. And we need to start right now.
I mean, most of it, a lot of his, this Build Back Better campaign, I mean, it sounds a lot like what Donald Trump says.
He's just copying what Trump has done. He's saying Trump didn't do it when, in fact, he did.
Yeah, he did.
And what I hate is he's mingling certain eras together, like the manufacturing numbers that he's using are manufacturing numbers from now. Well, of course, manufacturing has shut down now.
Right.
Yes, and everybody knows that's a COVID situation, which they still blame him for. But of course, he didn't bring this on us. So when you're talking to the unemployment numbers, and he was talking unemployment, I don't think we have this particular part of the speech, but he said that Trump is responsible for the loss of 4.7 million jobs. And again, that's a current figure. It was, 30 million at one point?
Yeah.
And we've gained back,
I mean, it was ugly.
26, 25 million jobs or whatever. I don't think it's that many. And so I'm not sure where he got those numbers. But I think we've gained back 10 million jobs, 10 or 11 million jobs.
I think we've gained back 6,344,700 jobs.
Yes, you might be right on that. You might be right. So,
But the point is we've gained a bunch of jobs back.
It's recovered a lot.
We're starting to recover from the COVID lockdown.
Yeah. And of course we're down. We're in a negative position with jobs because you've still got businesses shut down.
Yeah.
And in most cases, it's because of Democrat governors that you have businesses shut down. They just finally reopened indoor dining in New York City for restaurants.
At 25% capacity.
At 25% capacity, yeah. So they can, hey, congratulations. You can let people come into the establishment, but only 25% full.
Yeah, no, we don't want too many people in your business.
Can you make money on that? I don't think so. On 25% capacity?
Indoor dining? I mean, we're getting into the fall and now, the winter, so you're not going to be able to have the outdoor dining.
Pretty soon.
In the north.
It's probably really nice in New York right now, but soon that will change.
So, I mean, I don't know that you win that back. No way. At 25%? I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't know. By the way, in stadiums all over the country, football stadiums, they're announcing Like I think Alabama says about 19,000 people can come to their game when they open.
Yeah.
In other SEC towns, it was like in that same neighborhood, around 20,000, 15 to 20,000. BYU's only allowing 6,000 at their opening game.
I mean, NFL starts tonight, right? And
yes,
in Kansas City, and they are allowing fans in. And I mean, it's going to be
how many?
I don't know.
You don't know what capacity?
What it number was, but they were talking about we're just happy to be playing in front of some fans.
Yeah,
no kidding.
That's for sure. Let me take a minute and tell you about Laurel Springs. Homeschooling, schooling at home. That was a major adjustment in our lives. We did it for 23 years, and I just really wish we would have had the resources when we started that are available now, like Laurel Springs. Online learning. It might be new for your family, but Laurel Springs has been doing this for nearly 30 years. As the experts in online learning, Laurel Springs has the tools and the curriculum your child needs to maintain their learning unhindered by whatever the future holds. And what I love about this, too, is you're going to see what your kids are learning. You could be right there with them and participate in it. Flexible learning programs designed for students in kindergarten through 12th grade, offering challenging and diverse courses. So register your child at laurelsprings.com/unleashed. Never been a better time to get involved in online learning. Go there today and get a waived registration fee. That's laurelsprings.com/unleashed for your waived registration fee.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yes, it is.
25% at Arrowhead.
Okay.
Tonight. So, I mean, what do they get? 60, 70,000 in that place?
I suspect, yeah. That's pretty typical. So
yeah.
So if it's 70%, you're talking about 14,000 people.
Maybe, yeah. And all eyes are going to be on how they do it, right? Tonight, we're going to see where the fans sit. If they're supposed, everybody's supposed to wear a mask and be social distance.
Oh, they have to have a mask.
I think that's what I heard, that they have to wear a mask, and there's no, you have to wear a mask. And I don't want to see. I'll tell you one thing I don't want to see. I don't want to see any Indian stuff. I don't want to see any chief headgear.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any face paint.
Right.
I don't want to hear any cheering. That sounds like some sort of white man Indian chant going on. None of it. None of it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any of this. No,
sir.
First of all, that's super irritating, okay? It's so obnoxious, I can't stand it. But secondly, it's cultural appropriation,
sure
and I won't have it.
There will be none of that.
I will not have it.
They told them they don't want any fans wearing any of the chief memorabilia, and none of it.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
It's just agonizing. Out of respect.
Ever again. So ever again, we're just done with that now.
We are.
All right. Well, yeah, you can't appropriate someone's culture. Am I right?
I guess we are.
Who's with me on that?
I mean, they won't be the Chiefs much longer.
What is white culture, by the way, and what can we tell people not to appropriate? Hey, you're wearing clothes. Get out of them, because that's cultural appropriation. I don't know. What is our culture?
I don't know.
We need to figure that out.
I'll tell you what it is. It's racist. Is what it is. That's your culture.
Yes, it is. Okay? So anybody else who's acting racist, stop appropriating white culture.
Yes.
Stop it. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, Los Angeles and Mayor Garcetti have canceled Halloween trick-or-treating.
Told you.
They canceled it.
We would not. I said it. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way we're having Halloween. Now, there's going to be some places probably, that will be, evil and
do
go
it
against
anyway?
the grain. Yeah.
Well, now keep in mind, Eric Garcetti was marching maskless with thousands of protesters together in the streets of Los Angeles just a few weeks ago. Just a few weeks ago for Black Lives Matter. And now all of a sudden, nope, sorry, your kids can't go door-to-door trick-or-treating. It's not allowed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, the mayor or the president, I don't care who it is, what elected official, you don't have the authority to cancel trick-or-treating for Halloween.
Well, he has the authority of shutting people's power off.
I guess.
He has the authority.
Wrong.
People were throwing parties that were, too many people at, so he just turns the power off. Businesses that were trying to stay open just turn the power off.
I don't care if all 15 million residents of Greater Los Angeles have COVID. You can't tell me that I can't take my kids over to the neighbor's house and get some candy from them. You can't tell me that. I'm going to do it. Okay?
Are you?
Yes.
I know, it does.
I'm moving to Los Angeles just to go trick-or-treating in Mayor Garcetti's face. In your face, Mayor.
I'm going to fill up my bags with free candy from the neighbors anytime I want to.
That's right. I'm just choosing to do it this one night, but I can do it any night I want. You can't cancel trick-or-treating.
I mean, and how are you going to celebrate? I mean, we're all wearing masks now. What, do you go without a mask? I don't know.
Right. I don't know either.
I don't know.
That is interesting. Will your costume for Halloween be somebody without a mask? That's interesting.
I know.
Right?
Thank you.
Right?
There's no off switch on Genius, Pat.
And that's almost a curse, right? Because you can't turn it off. And
it is.
So it just keeps
not
coming.
Almost. It is a curse.
Yeah. Whether you want it to or not, it just keeps spilling out of you.
That's correct.
Oh, man.
That's correct.
Also, in Houston, Mayor Turner announced that the city is conducting, quote, an antibody testing survey to understand how many people in the city were previously infected with the virus that causes COVID-19. So, teams made up of city health department staffers, along with paramedics with the Houston Fire Department, will visit randomly selected homes across the city to ask residents for a blood sample. Now,
that was nice.
You tell me, what do you do when the doorbell rings? You open it up. There's city employees standing there with a needle, and they're saying, "Hey, yeah, we're going to take a sample of your blood." How are you going to react to that? No. Slam the door shut.
Thanks for coming.
Wow.
I mean, I don't even know if I say no. I think I just close
the door.
Yeah.
See ya.
Because that would break. If I talk to them, that breaks a Chewing the Fat podcast law. Just because people show up at your house with microphones and stuff,
that doesn't mean you have to
speak to them.
Right. Exactly right.
You don't have to talk to them. Just close the door.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Oh, the humanity with an X. HUMXNIT. Thank you for spelling it that way. Anyway, oh, the humanity tweets. I'm just in here with my real ones, busting my neck, trying to put food in my table.
Right? All right.
We can all relate to that, I think. Yeah. Carl Smith. Pat, are you saying that Dallas went from 6,340,000 degrees to 56 overnight? Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Because it was really hot. Like you said, I mean, 6,340,000 degrees is really hot. It's quite warm. Dirty White Joey tweets, thanks for making me laugh my neck off. I'm at work busting my neck to make a living. You guys are the best. You're kicking neck.
But we realize you're busting your neck, but are you breaking your neck?
Crystal tweets, so his first week in office, Biden will make it illegal to buy a Nissan? I'm sure that will get him just as many votes as making people wear masks outside. Caffeinated Texan tweets, it only took me 4 times hearing it to realize million is the word Joe couldn't get right.
Yeah.
I guess $1 million is so little to him at this point, he forgot the word. Yes.
Well, he doesn't know it, right? I mean, he looks at the numbers and he can't. He
can't comprehend them.
It's not there.
He seriously can't comprehend them. Sarcastic Neat Dust tweets, someone asked Numbers Joe how many votes he needs to win in December.
Numbers Joe.
Hey, Numbers Joe. That's what Trump should start calling him.
Numbers
Joe. Oh, man.
Yes. That would be awesome.
Tweet that out at the real Donald Trump, because that's what he needs to do. 888-900-3393. Let's go to Roger in Pennsylvania. Hey, Roger, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Okay. Sorry to talk about something that's so last hour, but I heard you guys talking about the Atlantic article.
Yeah.
And I have a little theory on that.
Okay.
You remember, I think it was like last week you guys were talking about how the military has like 75% approval rate.
Yeah.
And I remember back when Antifa and the Seattle riots and stuff, they had the walls of mothers and the walls of veterans. And I think they actually were expecting Trump to send in military.
Oh, yeah.
So they could knock down the approval of the military. But when that didn't happen, what else can you do? Well, if you can't knock down the military, you make it look like Trump is knocking the military.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
But that's exactly what
Appreciate
they were
it, Roger.
doing. I mean,
that's a good theory, actually.
That's exactly what they were doing with the waiting for Trump to send in the military. I mean, that's why the governor didn't do anything. That's why the mayor didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And they were hoping in their offices, well, he'll just send in the military, and then he'll clean it up, but we can bitch about it.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen. Now he's stuck, right? Now they're stuck, and that's when then they started protesting. Using Seattle as an example, that's when they started protesting in front of in her neighborhood, in the mayor's neighborhood, and that was a step too far. You broke somebody's neck too far.
Right. Yeah. Seattle is a female. What's her name? Durkin, I think.
Yeah, that sounds
Durkin,
right.
and it's Lori Lightfoot in Chicago.
Right.
And Wheeler in Portland. We've come to know all these.
Yes, Wheeler in Portland.
All these mayors up close and personal because they all love Antifa.
No, Wheeler hasn't said anything bad. He just moved.
Yeah. Yeah.
He won't say anything bad. I mean, he just moved. Right. What's her face in Seattle was the one who said, "No, okay, it's time. We're cleaning this up now. You came into my neighborhood. That won't stand."
They were perfectly fine with Antifa up to that point.
Yes, they were.
And then it starts to involve them, and then they're not quite as happy.
Chaz and Chop was all good until they started protesting in her front yard. Then it was time to clean it up. The summer of love was over.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in New York City when Antifa shows up at de Blasio's house. When they show up at his little mansion there in New York City, start graffitiing his walls and maybe taking a baseball bat to his windows. I wonder if he'll be okay with them then. Jeez. Just like that little rich girl that was in Antifa the other day, and she was breaking out windows at Starbucks, and her father is a psychiatrist, teaches at Columbia. Her mother is an architect at a prestigious Manhattan law firm. So they send her clear to Houston to go to school at Rice, which costs $70,000 tuition per year. And there she is breaking windows at Starbucks in Midtown Manhattan.
Wow. That's because
she's a rich girl.
It don't matter anyway.
Gone too far. Because it don't matter anyway. She can rely on her old man's money. She can rely on her old man's money. And it's gone too far.
Listen, she could say money.
Doesn't matter anyway.
But it won't get too far.
Won't get you too far. No. Actually, money gets you quite a ways.
It does?
Daryl Hall was wrong about that. Money gets you a long ways.
Especially if you have 800
billion, trillion, bazillion dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right. I guess it is. I'm not really sure.
It's a lot.
It sounds like a lot. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We've got some actual Al Sharpton here.
Oh, yes.
Talking about latte liberals.
We have to do Al Sharpton. This is in honor of our own Sarah Kolk, who sent me the link. I just want to be clear, I already had it, but thanks for sending it to me, saying that we had to do this in honor of her.
Okay.
And so, Sarah, we're doing the latte liberal with Al Sharpton specifically for you. Now, it's not only the latte liberal, which is a good line from Al Sharpton, but I mean, he does an interview on Morning
Joe
Cup of
Postum.
Yeah. And I'll let him speak for himself.
We've heard some
Joe's so good,
in the middle of these calls to defund the police. We've actually heard black leaders in the city said, no, don't defund the police. Things actually are getting worse right now. Why don't you give us your view of New York City right now really quickly before we go into the day's news? Do you think it's as safe as it's been, or are you seeing the New York City security fray at the edges?
We've always heard about the tale of two cities. On the side of the city that I come from, which is blacker and poorer, we've seen more in terms of
Doesn't live there anymore, I'll tell you that.
Usage. You know, I got a lot of attention when I did the eulogy for George Floyd's funeral, but I also, a month later, preached a one-year-old kid's funeral in Brooklyn who was killed by a stray bullet. So we're seeing both. 6 people were shot over this Labor Day weekend at a festivity in Brooklyn. So I would say statistically we're not much higher than we were, but on the ground it is certainly feeling more violent, feeling more unsafe in unsafe communities, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about in communities where we were somewhat having to deal with more crime. It feels more in many ways dangerous. And the fact that you have people that are disproportionately essential workers that have had to go to work. They did not have the summer or the pandemic off. So it has been in stressful areas slightly more stressful. I don't think the headlines are exactly right. I think they embellish it. But clearly, those that feel the worst has gotten even a worse feeling during this pandemic period in New York.
In other words, Post-up Joe, it's gotten worse than it was before. But now it's even worse than the badder it was. In other words, why was traffic problems email sent, Post-up Joe?
I don't think, look, statistically, it's about the same. But it feels in high crime areas that it's worse.
Wow, that was weird. I don't even know what he was saying there. Is he saying it's not worse, but it feels like it's worse?
It feels worse, yeah. Okay. And I think he's saying that they need to, he doesn't want to get rid of the police.
How about that?
It feels like that. I mean, I know.
And he's having a hard time saying it because he's a Democrat. And
I know.
If you're a Democrat and you say don't get rid of the police, now that's the unpardonable sin.
Because that's
right now.
that's what the kind of thing he talked about at Floyd's funeral too. Was the he didn't want to he's trying to massage that walk.
Yep, that's a pretty hard one to massage.
Yeah, Biden's doing the same thing, trying to massage it, right? I mean, they're trying to massage that because they really don't want to get rid of the police.
Oh, they know you can't get rid of police.
But we have to reimagine policing.
Yeah, right. Reimagine it. What does that mean? That's like spelling woman with an X. What does it mean? Nothing. Well, it means nothing.
It means woman.
Reimagining.
Not woman.
We're going to reimagine police, and we're going to reimagine the way we spell the word woman. If we use an X instead of an E, that's going to change everything and be much more inclusive. Much, much, much more inclusive. Okay. All right. I mean, how much more of this can we take?
I don't know. I mean, it keeps, ramming and ramming and ramming down our throats, and you can quote me on that. I don't know if I'm hoping that it's ready, but I know Glenn had his special last night, Brainwashed.
Yeah,
the radical sex agenda corrupting your kid.
That sounds fun.
Right,
that sounds fun.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, this sounds like a fun special.
Oh, it was. Oh man, I mean, from opening second, to saying goodbye.
Mm-hmm. That's nonstop fun.
Fun, brainwashed.
Do we have that ready? Let's play that
do.
because that's it was chilling.
It really was. Chilling. He went through some things that was like, I'm kind of glad that my kids are homeschooled.
Man. All right, we'll play that in a second here. They're still getting that ready. But first, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. If you're trying to sell your home, you might be hitting a roadblock, especially if you're trying to sell it with somebody's relative who's a realtor and they don't have a great track record.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes that doesn't go well.
I know, but Cousin Bob does a good job usually.
I know, that's what I heard.
He puts up good balloons.
That's what I heard. And he has a lot of open houses.
He does.
If you want to have open house after open house, just call Bob. Bob knows how to get that done.
Bob can get that done for you.
And all you have to do is keep your house spick and span.
And get out.
and get out of it every weekend and stay out of it every weekend. And that's all you have to do.
Now, we're not going to sell your house. We're just going to have you clean it and get out.
Yeah, and then we'll have no offers afterward. You can go through that process with Bob, or you can go to Real Estate Agents I Trust, where these agents have been fully vetted by Glenn's team. This is Glenn's company, and so they vet these agents really carefully. Make sure they have great track records and great marketing plans and know how to sell your home in your area especially. They'll be able to advise you on what to do with your house, whether you should repaint or maybe change some countertops, that kind of thing. And so whether you're buying or selling, these are the agents who can help you get through the process. See it through from start to finish with you. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. RealEstateAgentsITrust.com. That's RealEstateAgentsITrust.com. Hey, welcome to it. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Hey, just for fun, consider this for another minute, okay? Because we played bits and pieces of this earlier, last hour. I just want to remind you real quick, and maybe you can share this with some of your friends. In fact, please do. This man could be your president come November.
I just spoke at Dartmouth on healthcare.
Right?
At the medical school, or not, I guess I wasn't actually on the campus, but people from the medical school were
from the school.
I want to be clear.
Yeah, be clear.
I'm not going nuts. I'm not sure whether it's a medical school or where the hell I spoke. But
don't know where you were.
El Salvador and to win and say in Honduras and say, look, well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion.
400 billion.
Out of $1.4 billion. Excuse me, $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it so much.
Right.
By the way, it's cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years. My long friend, time friend, and she's a friend. She's been my friend in and out of public life. We can do it, and it's going to take billions of dollars to do it, and we can afford to do it. We can't afford not to do it.
I see.
I think,
sure.
Secretary,
President. I don't know who he is.
Press going to say I'm
never seen this
downgrading by
person
calling
before.
him Senator Booker.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
The fact is that the bills that the president, the future president,
I don't know
that the senator's talking about, invaded another country and annexed a significant portion of it called Crimea.
Right.
He's saying that it was President.
No, not president. My boss.
It was his
I don't know his name. What was the guy's name?
They said he would take my shotgun. I said, I have 3. I now have 5.
Three.
Because my
now you got
son
5.
died,
no.
And I have 3 of his.
3 of his.
I have 5 shotguns.
3 plus 3 is 5.
Mechanism to control drug prices. Mm-hmm. It's not. We're no longer using chemical-based things. All this thing we're dealing with cancers and other issues relating to the immune system or biooriented. And
right. Okay.
NATO. The only people who entitled to rewards are stockholders.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is deliberately and completely ignoring the legitimate authority of the Congress, and he's doing what he does with the complicity.
Doing what he does when
we also
he did
know
it.
We need teachers. My wife is a full-time teacher.
Taught
all during being when we were vice president. We choose truth over facts. And by the way, I sit on the stand.
Okay.
And it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Okay. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
Weird.
So it was trained and then watch the hair come back up again.
What are you
they
doing?
Look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
Roaches?
That's why I let him.
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
He loves kids jumping on his lap.
Especially after the hair.
Right. I mean, you know what he's saying there?
I do.
Okay.
I think I do, good. As a matter of fact. Yes.
All right.
If you agree with me,
go
to Joe.
Go there to 303
and help me in this fight.
And help him. Go there and help him in this fight. Okay. There you go.
The go to Joe thing.
Yeah. Go to Joe 30330.
His people should be fired for that. I mean, that was texting.
I think they probably prepared him for it, and he forgot.
I mean, because that's the same thing as the stand-up Chuck, right? I mean,
yes.
I always thought. Well, I mean, I'm giving him a little bit of extra credit on that.
Yeah, don't, because he doesn't deserve it.
Okay,
don't give him any extra credit.
Never mind.
Okay,
never mind.
Thank you. I knew we could have you retract your statement there. he's
Never mind.
just lost it. I mean, just plain and simply, he's
well,
lost
I mean, I don't know why you'd think that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
we talked
know.
yesterday about I keep it in my pocket with me at all the time. I don't have it with me right now.
I love that. It's in my pocket at all times.
I keep it with me every day.
Keep it with me every day in my pocket.
I don't have
it. I don't have it. It's not in my pocket.
So-
Who's got it? Who has it?
I gave it to my staff. Somebody's
All right.
got it. Where's my staff?
Somebody has it. I don't know.
Just come on. Come on.
At some point, you have to say, wow, that guy cannot be president of the United States. I don't care what else is going on in the world. I know he can't be president. Okay?
You have to think that.
You do.
You have to go there.
Yeah, you do.
Now, you said this was going to be fun, but now I'm starting to not have fun.
Oh, that wasn't
anymore.
fun?
Oh, no. That
Really?
was.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Something that's not as fun is Glenn's special last night.
Yeah, brainwashed.
Yeah. How long is this? How long is the clip?
This, I think, is a couple of minutes.
Okay, all right. Let's play. Here's a look at just part of the special from last night. If this doesn't chill you to the bone, nothing will.
The sex ed curriculum.
Warning: the following program contains material that may be disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
What if I told you that somebody came to your child and said, "Oh, you're at home at COVID. You know what you should do? Watch some porn." What would you say? What if I told you that it wasn't just one of your son or daughter's buddies, it was their teacher?
Oh, my.
You may be a young person experiencing the thoughts of healthy sex, or you're the partner or parent or caregiver of something that is feeling this way. How do you support yourself or the loved ones with COVID-19? Because it's making all sorts of relationships challenging. Ready? This is from what I'm going to show you tonight. 1, sexting. Do you know that women are 4 times more likely to say they sent a text to feel empowered, twice as likely to say they did it to feel confident? Read more on why people sext and some ideas on how. Solo sex. While social distancing, you can practice solo sex, aka masturbating, to get to know your own body. Unsure how? Questions? You're not alone. Here's a link to show you how. 3.
Wow.
Porn. Despite mixed messages out there about porn, it is often a very healthy part of people's sexuality. Find out why young people can watch porn and what they can learn from it. Interested in watching porn? Click here. This is from the school curriculum. Date yourself, how you can just date yourself, because you need to have a relationship with yourself. Or I love this one. The 5th suggestion in COVID, go online. Social media is full of sex experts who are sharing resources on mental health, how to use sex toys, tips for dirty talk, communication, consent, how race, class, gender, and power show up in sexuality. Check out some of these amazing educators.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
You'd call the police if I handed this to your child. But we say nothing when it's in our school.
And it's starting to spread around the country. I mean, this is this is part of the education program, throughout the country.
And couple that with the Black Lives Matter curriculum getting into the schools and the 1619 Project, which is full of lies, not lives. It's full of lies, outright misinformation, disinformation, outright lies about history and the history of America in particular. I mean, you can't teach people's perspective on history. You have to teach history.
I know.
Crazy.
And that's why, these specials are so important,
crazy.
And you should subscribe to, Blaze TV.
Yeah, and if you
more voices.
Use the promo code PAT, you can save, I don't know, $10, $20.
Really?
$1,000, something like that.
I mean, you could go to blazetv.com/Pat.
Yes, you could.
And see what you save.
Yeah, right.
You could go to blazetv.com/Jeffy.
See what you save.
And whichever one saves you the most, that's the one you want to use.
Yes,
That's the one you want to use.
Right.
So.
And not only do you want to watch Glenn's special, but you also want to subscribe to the Pat Gray Unleashed podcast and rate it 5 stars. Same with Jeffy and Chewing the Fat. And you can get those wherever you find podcasts.
It's just that simple.
It's just that easy. Plus YouTube, the YouTube channel too, which is fun. Look, subscribe to that, please.
I mean, really,
buy all that is
someone
holy.
said it not long ago. We're everywhere.
Just like Chicken Man, we're everywhere.
And so you need to be with us.
That's
Come
right.
along for the ride. Have fun with us.
Exactly.
Making the apocalypse fun. That's the show.
Exactly. The left is having conniptions about several things. One is Donald Trump. He covered up the COVID thing. He knew full well what was wrong. He knew full well how bad it was, how deadly it is, and he covered it up. No, he didn't. He knew full well how bad it was, and he tried to present a calm demeanor to the American people and not get them to panic and to give them hope. Yep. And he said that back in March or whatever.
Yeah, end of March.
So calm down on that. The other thing they're having a conniption about is that Donald Trump dismissed white privilege. Good.
Wait, what?
Yeah, listen to this.
Wait.
You didn't hear that?
He dismissed white privilege?
White privilege.
This guy, man.
Right?
This guy.
I know.
Dismissing white privilege?
Yeah. Some people probably don't even believe he did dismiss white privilege, but he did. They're right about that part of it. Listen to this. This is a conversation.
I'm really upset.
Between Bob Woodward. Why President Trump agreed to talk to this guy, I'll never know.
It was only 18 times. Don't worry about it.
18! But here was part of that conversation.
Hey, but let me ask you this. I mean, we share one thing in common. We're white, privileged, my father was a lawyer and a judge in Illinois, and we know what your dad did.
Right. Now listen to this. Just as matter of fact as you please, I'm just stating fact here.
Because Woodward's laying the groundwork.
Yes.
I mean, they're both white privilege.
Right.
Trying to cover him.
Trying to show him
that
they're two, rich white guys and they don't deserve any of it.
And do you have any sense that that privilege has isolated and put you in a cave to a certain extent, as it put me and I think lots of white privileged people in a cave, and that we have to
It put you in a cave?
Work our way out of it to understand the anger and the pain particularly black people feel in this country.
Right.
You really drank the Kool-Aid, didn't you? Listen to you. Wow.
Look at you.
No, I don't feel that at all.
I love that response.
That's awesome.
Again.
Wait a minute. I mean, I hate him for it because he dismissed white privilege.
That is why we elected the guy.
Yes.
Because, no, I'm not going to accept your... That's ridiculous. Boy, you really drank the Kool-Aid, didn't you? That is fantastic.
That's awesome. That's exactly... You're right. That's exactly why we elected him.
That's why we elected him.
Because everybody knows he's Donald Trump, the billionaire.
Right.
That's what we liked about him.
I don't have to accept your premise that I didn't earn it because I built a business. Did I get some money from my dad? Yes.
Yep.
But I made something out of it far beyond what he did. So, no, I don't accept your...
I've had 18 beautiful wives. I've got beautiful kids. I've got beautiful... I live in New York in a beautiful penthouse in my own building.
You know what? I've seen very many. A lot of black people and Hispanics and Asians do the same thing I did, too. So, no, don't come to me with your white privilege nonsense. Shut up.
That is awesome.
So great.
But that's definitely a reason to hate him, man.
No, the left. I mean, CNN's doing stories on Trump dismisses white privilege. Good. And? What is he supposed to do? Skulk in the corner over it?
Not even. There was no either dancing around it either. I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
Just
flat out great.
No?
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 That deserves to be played again,
yes,
actually.
that was awesome.
The long buildup of white privilege, and then his succinct answer is fantastic.
Hey, but let me ask you this. I mean, we share...
I know we're recording this, so I'm going to play this back later.
We're white privilege. My father was a lawyer and a judge in Illinois, and we know what your dad did.
You know what? I'm white. My dad was a janitor at night. He had 2 jobs. He was a He was a Mountain Bell telephone foreman in the day, and he worked as a janitor at night while my mom worked at the hospital. 3 jobs between them with their white privilege.
Thank you.
Stick your white privilege up your rectum. Okay?
You.
Right directly up your rectum.
My mother was a telephone operator for 40 years for Michigan Bell, and my father worked at a warehouse.
Yeah, they worked damn hard and made $28,000 a year between them.
Right, we lived in a
all
house.
3 jobs combined.
Right,
$28,000.
The house that we lived in the city, I shared a room with my brother, with bunk beds.
I believe
with the privilege.
I believe my bedroom growing up was about 10 square feet.
But you had a separate bedroom?
No. I shared it with my big brother for a long time.
That you don't
Although
have
he's
privilege.
almost 8 years older than I am, so he was gone for a while. But for a while, yes, we shared the bedroom. Of 10 square feet.
Because if you had a room all to yourself, man, you're lying to us.
I didn't until I was probably, 12.
Wow.
When I was 12, I did. I had white privilege, had my own bedroom.
Okay.
All 10 square feet to myself.
I'll never forget when we moved into a house where I had my own bedroom. Oh, it was awesome.
So sick of it. I'm so sick of this. Like, if you're white, you don't know any problems. And I don't pretend to know what black people go through, but neither do they know what I went through.
Thank you.
So, I mean, we're pretty much on equal footing there. Stop with this nonsense, would you please? And again, that's why this Trump response is so great.
And do you have any sense that privilege has isolated and put you in a cave to a certain extent? Is it put me and I think lots of white privileged people in a cave, and that we have to work our way out of it to understand the anger and the pain, particularly black people feel in this country?
You really drank the Kool-Aid, didn't you? Listen to you. Wow.
Listen to
you.
I
don't feel that at all.
Listen to you.
I don't feel that at all. And I will say this
Brilliant.
proves another example too.
Brilliant.
That they try to say that Trump is aloof and doesn't listen to any of these people, any of these meetings. Mm-hmm. And every time I meet someone who's met Donald Trump, says that that's not true. That he is focused on what people are saying and is remarking and commenting on what's going on in that room. And that's another proof. And there's an interview. I mean, Bob Woodward's rambling on, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking online to another story as he's asking me this white privilege living in a cave question. And Trump is right there with him, and he gets done, no? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's agonizing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So
thank you, President Trump.
No kidding.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Have you seen the new Netflix show? It's a 10-episode series called Away.
Away?
Uh-huh.
I don't know that I've
it's
seen
about
Away.
It's about the first trip to Mars, man's first.
Oh yeah, I have not seen it
with Hillary Swank.
I'm familiar with it. Yeah. I kind of like Hillary.
Really good. Really, really, I liked it a lot. I mean, there's a few, social justice or global warming moments that you have to ignore, but I mean, that's with all of them. But they don't lay that on very thick. And really, pretty fun series and well done by Netflix. I don't know what they spent on that. That had to cost a fortune.
I'm sure it did.
And then, speaking of shows that,
it's a sad day.
Yes, it's kind
Yesterday was sad.
Didn't they announce the end of Walking Dead?
They did. Walking Dead is over. They're doing it now. It's like the Elton John retiring tour. That he's still on tour forever, but he's still retiring. He's retiring. So they're saying that the 11th season, which is next season, right now they're in 10. All right, where they're airing the final episode of season 10, which is 1st of October, which really isn't the final episode of season 10 because they announced they're going to add 6 episodes to season 10.
Oh, wow.
So they're extending that. All right, so you have 6 episodes there. Now they're saying season 11 is going to be a 2-part season, which is going to be the end of Walking Dead. in 2022.
So it'll almost be season 12 that ends it.
Yeah, and almost 13, really.
Wow.
You know, I mean, because you're adding 6 to 10. There we go with the numbers again. I got to be careful. Adding 6 to 10.
I'm pretty sure you got 30 minutes.
So if we put the 18 minute together along with the 7 minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes ads, you got 30 minutes.
It's just like
that. It's just that simple. So there's 24 episodes in season 11, or the final season.
That's like the old days. Remember the old days when every series was 26 episodes long every year? 26! I know. You're lucky to get 10 now.
So you got 30 episodes left of Walking Dead. So it runs through 2022, according to their plan. Now they have the new shows that they're airing. That they're going to be airing the World Beyond and Fear. So you're going to get like the 1st of October. You're going to get season 10 finale, which really isn't the season 10 finale, and then they're going to go into the new World Beyond. And then
what is that?
It's the brand new Walking Dead series.
Has it started already?
No.
When does that start?
This will be the first one, 1st of October 4th, or something like that.
So this is a spinoff of the spinoff, Fear of the Walking Dead.
Then Fear starts again 2 weeks after that. Yeah, a week after that or so.
Is Fear worth watching?
I mean, they're changing. It's been every year. It seems to change a little. Like they get they reimagine what Fear is.
Okay,
and so I think this new season, which is their 6th season, is going to be another season of reimagining.
Really?
So I mean, if you like the Dead, I mean, I've bought into it now, so I watch it. Yeah. And, we obviously talk about it with, Talking Walking Dead with Jason and Maximus. But, if I didn't have that, I don't know that I may have given up on it already.
Oh, really?
We'll see. But they have, and then this whole article is talking about the TV shows and how they're going to focus a new show after the end of Walking Dead with Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride, which is Daryl and Carol, is going to have a new show, a spinoff from Walking Dead. And that's, all in the Walking Dead universe. And they've got the show in China that they're producing. I forget the name of that show. But this whole article is all about the TV shows.
Daryl and Carol on Ice? Is it what they're doing?
Yes.
Is that going to be the new spinoff?
Yes, it is.
That'll be cool. I like that.
Dead on Ice. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. And but they didn't mention the movies. All right, so now, according to Maximus, my son, the movies are still happening because that's... Kirkman already talked about the movie still happening, but they were happy, I think, because of the lockdown and COVID, that was kind of put back on the back burner, and they can, develop it even better.
Oh.
But the movies are still in the works.
Okay.
So, I mean, that whole Walking Dead universe is still worth a lot of money.
Is Rick going to be in the movies?
In the movies.
But he's not coming back to the series?
No, the shows. There's no evidence of that. No.
And what's this new one about?
World Beyond. It's about a younger generation that has lived in the
Walking Dead era,
the dead world. Yeah, and now they're branching out and building.
And it's all they've known.
A new world. Yeah,
they weren't alive when the society really existed.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Or
if they were alive, they were young. They were just young kids. Now they're adults.
How long's it been in Showtime? I mean, I know it's been 7 years, 8 years, 10 years?
Oh, in Showtime. Ooh,
but
man.
On the show, how long has it been? Has it been 15, 20 years?
I think so, yeah. I think we're at that point now, yeah.
Huh. Also, DC Comics is coming out with something great.
Thank you. I'm so glad you talked. I'm
wonderful.
So glad you saw this.
They're set to release a new graphic novel called Wonder Women of History. However, they spelled women wrong. They spelled it W-O-M-E-N.
This was before.
We all know it's W-O-M-X-N.
Right.
To be more inclusive.
This was before the X dropped.
Yeah, it was.
So they're mad
pissed
about that. Yeah.
They're pissed that they didn't spell women properly.
Absolutely.
So this will feature and celebrate 18.
Thank you. It's all over the place today.
Again.
I know.
18, quote, real-world heroes, unquote, including wonderful heroes like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Look, in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a hideous freaking socialist. I am not celebrating her. Representative Rashida Tlaib.
Oh, man.
And Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Right.
Oh, how wonderful. The list also includes pop superstar Beyonce, sports superstar Serena Williams.
Of course.
But not Venus. And Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. How wonderful. Isn't that wonderful?
Is Ruth behind the curtain?
I don't know.
The Wizard of Oz?
I don't know. But yeah, Ocasio-Cortez, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Elizabeth Warren, Rashida Tlaib. I don't know who Tira Frazier is. I don't even know who that is. Beyonce, Mary Copini. Got me.
Oh.
Edith Windsor. I think we've all been celebrating Edith for how long? How long have you celebrated Edith's life?
Forever.
Oh, man, I can't. The number of times that we've toasted Edith.
I was just saying last night, we don't do enough Edith Windsor.
Edith Windsor celebrating. Yeah, I hear you.
Enough.
I hear you. I feel the same way. Marsha P. Johnson, Emma Gonzalez. Again, Judith Heumann. Dang, Judith. I mean, same thing with Edith. Edith and Judith. We should have an Edith Judith Day so that we include them both.
I don't know.
On a
Separate
basis.
days. I'm not giving them the same day.
They're
a
good point. That's like
no.
putting Washington and Lincoln together in President's Day. I don't like that either. You're right. Ellen Ochoa, Shi Zhengli. I love Shi and all of her Zhengli's. Serena Williams, Tig Notaro. Tig Notaro, I know who that is. That she's had a Netflix special. She's a
funny
lesbian comedian.
Yeah, funny.
Keiko Agena, Dominic Dawes,
She's
and
billed as
Janelle Monáe.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut off Janelle Monáe. Sorry.
Right.
Man.
You're pissing me off. These Wonder Woman has been an inspiration for decades, and while not everyone would choose her star-spangled outfit for themselves, oh, come on. Tell me you wouldn't like to see Ruth Bader Ginsburg in that outfit.
Right.
Tell me you wouldn't.
Thank you. And Edith. Don't even get me started on Edith Windsor in that outfit.
Right?
When she starts whipping that lasso around,
forget it.
Now you're talking.
Done. Her compassion and fairness are worthy of emulation. We'll be presenting tales of the real-world heroes who take up Diana's mantle and work in the fields of science, social justice activism, diplomacy, and more, according to DC Comics webpage. I can't take it. New York Times bestselling author Lori Halsey Anderson, best known for her collection of young adult novels, is reportedly heading up the project, along with an all-female roster of writers and artists. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's huge.
Good.
I hope they're following I know this is, DC Comics, so they probably don't have to follow the new Oscar recommendations, but I hope they are.
Oh, me too.
I mean, I want those.
Me too.
I want those recommendations everywhere. Those underrepresented racial and ethnic groups are part of the deal.
Somebody tweeted out, AOC, Tlaib, RBG, and Beyonce are totally more inspiring as role models than Sally Ride, Marie Curie, Amelia Earhart, and Margaret Thatcher, said no one ever. Pure propaganda and brainwashing. Exactly.
I noticed
right.
they didn't mention Edith, though.
No, Edith is legit. Don't mess with Edith.
I got to find out who she actually is.
She is legit.
Find out who Edith Windsor is.
Yeah, find out. Look her up. Look her up.
Windsor.
Also, speaking of really fun new series, Halle Berry is a little upset apparently because her James Bond character. I don't remember the name, but you remember her in the James Bond movie?
Listen. I just wanted to go on record as saying I am a fan of Halle Berry.
Pretty.
His name was Jinx.
Jinx.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Just dorky enough to know that answer. That's great.
Wow, I appreciate his knowledge.
She revealed in a new interview that she almost starred in a spin-off with that character because Die Another Day was a big success.
Right.
But the studio behind the film wasn't willing to bet money on a black female action star. That's what she says. The actress broke the news in a wide-ranging interview. Now, was there ever a single moment when America wasn't ready for Halle Berry to do anything?
No.
The answer
to that is no.
I don't think there was ever a moment like that.
And I find that very hard to believe.
I do too. Because we were ready for that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We were ready for that.
Hell, you're a superhero. All you have to do is sit here. Okay, film. Roll.
So instead of getting, the James Bond spinoff, she played Catwoman instead, and that was kind of a flop.
Oh, well, I mean,
did you watch Catwoman?
Some people
did you see
have considered that a flop. But
some people may have.
I was a fan.
Not everybody, right?
Yeah,
right.
I was a fan.
All right, 888-933-93.
And by the way,
so Edith Windsor.
Edie.
Edie.
That's what I call her.
Okay.
Edie.
All right.
She, and then I'm telling this to you because you're making me angry. It sounded like you weren't aware of who she was.
No, of course I'm aware.
She's the American LGBT rights activist.
Duh.
And a technology manager at IBM.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
She was the lead plaintiff. This is where she gained some fame. In 2013, the Supreme Court of the United States versus Windsor, which overturned Section 3 of the Defense of Marriage Act and was considered a landmark legal victory for the same-sex marriage movement. So,
thus making her a hero. Ta-da! Okay, so she helped overturn traditional marriage. So
yes, she did.
Okay.
Yeah, Edie is there.
Now you know why I
Windsor.
celebrate her life the way I do.
Thank you.
Now you know. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome. I'm happy to do it.
And then earlier trying to get split a day with somebody. She gets a whole day.
That's right. Yeah, she can't. Okay. She can't share it with anybody. You're right. No, Judith is on her own on that one. Edith must have her own space.
Thank you. Who's Judith? Wait a minute. Is because Edie's spouse is Judith as well. What was Judith's last name?
Human. H-E-U-M-A-N-N.
Oh no, it's different Judith. Different Judith.
Different one. Okay.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Thought maybe we'd have a couple there.
No, apparently not.
No.
All right.
Sorry.
888-933-93. More good news here. Nestle, tired, I guess, of making chocolate.
Thank you.
They're doing something really important.
I meant to
now.
talk about this yesterday because you were just letting it go like you didn't even care.
No, I care big time. I had my hands in the air like I just didn't care, but I did care.
Okay,
I did. I don't know why I had my hands in the air like I just didn't care, but I just did. I was exercising for a minute. But no, I love the fact that Nestle has branched out a little bit, and now they're making tuna substitutes from pea protein, which I think is really important. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. When is someone going to make a non-meat tuna?
Thank you.
When can I have a protein-based, plant-based tuna that doesn't come from the sea?
Thank you.
When? Jeez, I hate tuna. Real tuna. Now they're making fake tuna at Nestle.
Really?
Ick.
You hate it?
Yeah, I don't like tuna. Do you like? Are you a tuna
fan? I can do a tuna sandwich every now and then. I'm good.
It's nasty.
Plus, look, I know that Nestle's just trying to, branch out.
Yes, apparently they are. I mean, that's branching way out there. Now it's Nestles. Nestle makes the very best fake tuna.
They also make plant-based mints.
Oh, wow.
Plant-based meatballs.
Oh.
Plant-based cold cuts.
Oh.
And chicken nuggets and fillets. So
Yum.
They sound,
plant-based chicken nuggets, plant-based bologna.
Doesn't that sound good?
The dinner bell is ringing for me now.
Good?
Yeah. Oh,
because
good. It's great.
The plant-based seafood industry has kind of lagged behind.
Oh, that's a shame.
So.
Thank you, Nestle, for
Pat
bringing
Gray.
it into the century.
Only